Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. From my awakening joy masters, the tender sapling needs to be fenced in at the beginning of its growth to give it a chance. And so surrounding yourself with yogic people, yogic discipline, will give you the emotional and physical closeness and make you a caregiver, which our species has always done for survival throughout our evolutionary history. The felt sense of closeness will make you feel safe and protected. You'll be at ease, you'll have compassion, and your sincere motivation is what's going to protect you. Speak or act with impure mind, trouble will follow you, as the wheel follows the ox that pulls the cart. Speak or act with a pure mind, happiness will follow you like your shadow unshakable. So says the Buddha. But what does he know? He was just enlightened, right? So it's really simple. If you want to be happy, stop causing harm to yourself or other people. Now, you can't make joy or well-being happen, but you can create the conditions in which they're more likely to arise. And mindfulness is the tool that helps you to do that. Just bring attention to what's going on. Allow everything to be just as it is, because it is as it is, whether you like it or not, without wishing that anything be different than what it is. Don't get caught up in an assessment of it. Now, that's meditation. Obviously, if there are things that are not right in your life, you have to be an agent and act to make corrections or shift it around in some way, or combat it, or change it. But in meditation, you just allow everything to be as it is. As they used to say in that old show, Dragnet, just the facts, man, just the facts. Don't embellish your experience, don't dramatize it, don't try to make it more intense, and don't try to pretend that it's easier than it really is. If you become aware of your habits and the automatic way that we often respond to things when we're confused or upset, that's the first step to free yourself from the power of that. So many people get caught up in issues of no consequence, what I call majoring in minors. But the truth is all around of us. We can just take time to open our eyes and see. Bring wholehearted presence to whatever's right before you. And in a certain way, things become lighter. When you live this way, a certain kind of vitality comes into your life. I know this to be true. Even when circumstances look dire, you can inexplicably sometimes find joy in the middle of that. And although the kaleidoscope of change is so obvious, some people act as if this is not the case. So when you know that change is inherent in your life, it gives you more opportunities to appreciate the good times when they come and not think that life has been unfair when they go. Now, I also want to remind everybody of the importance of what I call the 4 archetypes. The king, queen, the male and female warriors, male and female lovers, and then what I call the witch and the wizard, or the crone and the wise man. 4 aspects that represent for me Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. From the times of the Vedic sacrifices, where the priests seem to be the intermediaries between a person and the deities, to the Upanishads, where a small group sat close to the enlightened teacher and were told that the spirit is within them and it's not outside to be propitiated by other people as your intermediary. And then to the Yoga Sutras, the cookbook that teaches you how to experience what yoga says is there to be experienced. And then ultimately in the Bhagavad Gita, where the teachings of Krishna remind you that all acts can be sacrificial acts, consecrated acts, offered to the divine as a way of self-effacing yourself and aligning yourself with your deity. And then it moves on to the tantric teachings, where you start to study about the kundalini, the dormant potential of your nervous system, and the various cerebropsychic centers called the chakras, where your energy evolves from very self-centeredness to transcendence of yourself. So since all holy people draw everything earthly to themselves, this is about immersing yourself in your earthly life. And although many people start the spiritual path because of the promise of something later on in a divine world or the afterlife, but the greatest gift is this life and not some supposed afterlife somewhere else. So you really immerse yourself in your humanity and you say yes in the heart of darkness, joyful participation in the sorrows of the world, and you develop a future vision, right? My life is supposed to be my message, says Gandhi. What would you like to see the world to be? Do you think it's worth having? Do you think it's a legacy worth giving to our children or grandchildren, even though there's a lot that needs to be worked on? Tikkun olam, as the Jewish people say, the heal and reparation of the broken heart of the world. And the rabbis say, yours is not to try to make it all happen in one generation, but you don't abdicate your responsibility to do what you can in your generation. So find that place in you that is willing to step into a power throne, hold a ruler, a scepter, and be a ruler and choose for the good of the realm. Find the part of yourself that's willing to enter into sacred space, have the vision of the sacred, and be so informed that when you come back, you can pass that information on to the part of you that has to make choice. And then the inner warrior in you is the part that acts skillfully, serves the throne, that's worthy to be loyal to, that has a transpersonal end connected to it. And you sacrifice yourself to that. And then if you're all aligned with that, the inner lover within you will bring joy and vitality to everything you do. And people will see how you shine through the faith of your good works.